Welcome to Petrol Family Wealth. Today we're going to talk about 3 really good reasons why you might consider filing for Social Security and taking your benefit at age 62. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in. Now, if you look online, you're probably going to see a lot of information that skews more towards the benefits of delaying Social Security until age 70 because of that increase in benefit or the reduction of the discount between age 62 and your full retirement age. And then the increase in the 8% simple interest between full retirement age and delaying all the way out to age 70. And then if you talk with friends, they're going to have a completely different estimate as well. But along with many other things in life, Social Security filing and when you file is going to be a very personal and individualized decision. And so I'm going to go a little bit against the trend here and share a couple thoughts on 3 reasons why you might want to look at filing Social Security early. Now, this isn't going to be a recommendation for you or your family, just 3 different ideas to consider when you're debating, when to specifically file for Social Security. So the first reason that you would want to file for Social Security at age 62, the biggest one is always going to be life expectancy. So if you ever been to a couple of the financial advisor dinners or gone online and checked out a couple different Social Security optimization tools, you'll probably see a chart something like this here that I have up here. And what you typically see is that the difference between filing early versus waiting until age 70, the point at which the amount of income that you receive from Social Security by waiting, it finally starts to pay off or pay you more than you would have if you filed early, right around the age 81, 82-ish. Again, everybody's a little bit different. But as you can see again in this chart, right around that 81, 82-ish range is typically that break-even point. And so when you look at some data points, one of them that you might want to look up is the life expectancy. So we've probably heard the life expectancy here in the U.S. is right around the age of 78. And so if you just took that information and you say, okay, if my break-even is 81, well, why wouldn't I take it early? Now, it is a little bit different if you have reached age 60. Then your life expectancy, if you've made it that far, your life expectancy numbers actually become a little bit different. So the CDC, the latest report I can find here, life expectancy, for folks that have reached the age of 60, their average life expectancy is actually pushed out until age 83.4. And so you want to be able to factor that in when considering filing early, is if you reach age 60, actually the average likelihood is actually 83.4, which is right around that break-even point. If you do have some major health issues and family history, and you feel it's unlikely that you're going to hit that 80, 83 range, then that's a really good reason why you might want to consider pulling the trigger and filing for Social Security early. Now, the second reason for filing early really has to do with your situation as a married couple. In particular, if you are a married couple that has a very wide age gap. So just to kind of talk through kind of an extreme example, let's say you as the younger spouse are age 62, and then your older spouse is, let's say, 80. And what you have to look at is not just your life expectancy and break even, but also your spouse's. So when a spouse passes away, the surviving spouse gets the higher of the 2 benefits. So you don't get to keep both. You essentially just get the higher of the 2. And so if you were both high income earners and you maxed out your Social Security benefit, and so if you both waited until age 70, you can get, as of 2026, $5,108 per month. So if your older spouse, waited until age 70 and filed, they might be getting $5,108 per month. If you start to take your Social Security at age 62, the reason why you would do that is because you anticipate the older spouse may not live for those 20 years. And so if, for example, they were to pass in 10 years, I know it's kind of morbid to think about, but that's why people hire us here, to think of those tough decisions or tough math to go through. But essentially, when he passes, you as the younger spouse would get the higher of the 2 benefits, which is that $5,108 per month. Even if he passes at, let's say, your age of 67, you would get that higher of the 2, and you get that maximum benefit. And in the meantime, you were receiving income starting at age 62. Now, the last reason to file for Social Security early really has to do with your assessment of the potential for investment returns. So if you file for Social Security and you don't necessarily need the income and you invest those proceeds, The bet that you would have to be making is you anticipate the investment returns are going to be higher than the decreasing discount on the Social Security income and the 8% simple interest above and beyond your full retirement age. Typically, this strategy makes more sense after, for example, like a big downturn in the market, where the expected forward returns are looking more attractive than maybe if you're in a fifth year, sixth year of a bull market. This strategy, inevitably, you are putting your funds at risk by doing that, or more risk than Social Security. But that would be the other reason why, is you anticipate that compounding return of the markets are going to be more beneficial than the simple interest and the lower discount on your Social Security income. And if you look at just historical averages, the market being up about 10% a year or so historically, one thing to note is the market is never 10% up 10% a year. Very rarely. It's either up 20, down 30, up 25, down 10. Very rarely is that it hit that high single digits in that 10% in any given calendar year. And so if you did want to pull the trigger on Social Security early and invest those proceeds, I'd recommend leaning towards potentially a down market in order to improve the probability of success for that strategy. So I hope you found that helpful. Just a little bit contrarian, different ideas to think about to help personalize and arm you with a couple different ideas of why you would file early versus waiting. And if you did enjoy, please go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Thanks so much for your time today.